Boris Johnson's plan to provide 20,000 new prison places by 2026 was due to be completed 5 years late and billions over budget, a scathing assessment by Whitehall's spending watchdog said yesterday. Those are the facts. Right? It was Boris Johnson's plan. He announced it. He probably did a lap of honour and claimed that he'd already achieved it, like he did with the hospitals. Those are the facts. Daily Mail manages to write 30 paragraphs today, 20 paragraphs today, without mentioning once that this failure is a failure of the last government. In fact, they bend over backwards to make it sound like it's somehow a failure of the current government. Even the claim that the early release scheme is Labour's, despite the fact that the early release scheme was introduced by the Conservatives and tweaked by the Labour government. 14 years in power, not a mention of your role in creating a situation that you're trying to pin on the door of the people who've been there for 5 months. Boris Johnson's plan. Does Boris Johnson's name appear in the newspaper where he currently writes a column? No, it doesn't. Does the word Conservative appear in the newspaper where Boris Johnson writes a column? No, it doesn't. Does the genesis, the origin, the provenance of the entire policy get a mention in the entire newspaper article? No, it doesn't. And that is why we've actually made a thing, made a feature, and even now, thanks to Emily, made a sting of
missed information.
How do you do this? How do you write an article about the failure of a Tory government policy without mentioning the Tory government whose policy has failed? And indeed the Prime Minister who made a big song and dance about it. It's absolutely stunning, and it goes on all the time.
Hello, everyone. Do you all remember when James O'Brien reacted to the Daily Mail's coverage of the prison overcrowding crisis, after Whitehall's spending watchdog blames the former PM? Today, we delve into a critical analysis of the Daily Mail's coverage of various events. Daily Mail's reputation has been marred by controversy. One such controversy revolves around its coverage of events. The Daily Mail has been known to sensationalise stories, often prioritising shock value over factual accuracy. This penchant for the dramatic has led to accusations of fear-mongering and misinformation. Furthermore, the Daily Mail's coverage has often been known for its bias. The tabloid has been promoting certain viewpoints while blatantly disregarding others. This biased reporting has not only skewed public opinion, but has also contributed to a polarised society. In recent years, these issues have come to a head, with prominent figures like James O'Brien calling out the Daily Mail for its coverage. He specifically criticised the paper's handling of the prison overcrowding crisis and accused it of misrepresenting facts to suit its narrative. However, the Daily Mail's coverage has often been called into question for its inaccuracies. The question remains, how does the Daily Mail's legacy of influence weigh against its controversial approach to news coverage? As we delve deeper into this topic, it's important to remember that the impact of media on society is profound and far-reaching. Some of the most notable instances of the Daily Mail's controversial reporting involve Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. This royal couple has been at the epicentre of the tabloid's relentless coverage, often characterised by inaccuracies and bias. The Daily Mail's portrayal of Meghan Markle, in particular, has been subject to intense scrutiny. Sensationalised headlines and skewed narratives have painted a picture of her that is far from reality. The Duchess of Sussex, a humanitarian and advocate for women's rights, has been reduced to a caricature by the tabloid, often depicted as a villain in the royal family saga. Prince Harry, too, has been a target of the Daily Mail's coverage. His decisions from stepping back from royal duties to moving across the Atlantic have been met with relentless criticism. The tabloid has not hesitated to question his motives, often ignoring the prince's own statements about wanting to protect his family from intrusive media attention. Such coverage raises questions about the Daily Mail's commitment to fair and accurate reporting. The royal couple's story has been twisted and turned, manipulated to fit a narrative that sells papers but does not reflect the truth. This is not just about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It's about the role of media in society and the responsibility that comes with it. The Daily Mail's handling of the royal couple is a stark reminder of the power of the press and the potential damage it can inflict when wielded irresponsibly. Their treatment in the media has led to a global conversation about press ethics, privacy, and the impact of relentless media scrutiny on individuals' lives. The Daily Mail's relentless reporting on the royal couple has been nothing short of a media onslaught. It is a sobering reminder of the need for responsible journalism and the importance of holding media outlets accountable for their actions. The Daily Mail's inaccurate reporting extends beyond the royal family and into the realm of politics. It's a phenomenon that seems to have seeped into the very fabric of this publication, a willingness to bend the truth and, in some cases, to completely distort it. Let's take, for instance, the case of Boris Johnson and the prison overcrowding crisis. The Daily Mail's coverage of this particular issue was riddled with inaccuracies. They painted a picture that was far from reality, a narrative that was not only misleading but also harmful. The reality was that the prison overcrowding crisis was due to a plethora of factors, including the government's policies, lack of funding, and systemic issues within the criminal justice system. However, the Daily Mail chose to place the blame solely on the shoulders of Boris Johnson, a convenient scapegoat but far from the truth. This is not to say that Boris Johnson was without fault. However, the Daily Mail's portrayal of him as the sole architect of the crisis was a gross oversimplification. It was a clear attempt to manipulate public opinion, to create a villain where there were many contributing factors at play. James O'Brien, a prominent British journalist, has been one of the most vocal critics of the Daily Mail's coverage. He stated, "It was Boris Johnson's plan, he announced it, he probably did a lap of honour and claimed that he already achieved it." O'Brien's words highlight the Daily Mail's tendency to create narratives that fit their agenda regardless of the truth. The Daily Mail's coverage of political events often lacks accuracy and objectivity. They choose sensationalism over truth, drama over facts. This is not just an issue of journalistic ethics, but one of public trust. When a major publication such as the Daily Mail chooses to distort the truth, it undermines the public's faith in the media. As James O'Brien points out, the Daily Mail's coverage of political events often lacks accuracy and objectivity. It's a reminder that we should always scrutinise the information we consume and question the narratives presented to us. The Daily Mail's pattern of inaccurate and biased reporting has serious implications. It's not just about the reputations of public figures like Harry and Meghan, or the way political events such as Boris Johnson's policies are portrayed. It's about the potential erosion of trust in journalism, a pillar of our democratic society. When a media outlet repeatedly distorts the truth, it undermines the public's confidence in the media as a whole. It fosters a climate of skepticism and cynicism where every news story is met with suspicion. This can lead to apathy and ultimately to a disengagement from the important societal issues that affect us all. Moreover, this pattern of misinformation can fuel divisiveness. It can create false narratives that pit us against each other instead of fostering understanding and unity. It's a reminder that we all need to be vigilant and critical consumers of news. We must not take every headline at face value. Instead, we should strive to understand the context, to question the sources, and to seek out multiple perspectives. We should also hold media outlets accountable for their reporting, demanding accuracy and fairness. In this digital age, where information is readily available at our fingertips, we have the power to challenge and change the narrative. We have the power to demand better from our news providers. Remember, it's essential to question and verify the information we consume. This brings us to the end of our analysis of the Daily Mail's coverage. We've journeyed together through the labyrinth of misinformation, dissecting the Daily Mail's narratives and their disproportionate focus on certain individuals and events. In our discussion, we've highlighted the relentless and often misleading coverage of Harry and Meghan, a narrative that appears to be driven more by sensationalism than by a commitment to facts. Our exploration has revealed how the Daily Mail's reporting, far from being harmless tabloid fodder, can have far-reaching impacts on the individuals involved and the public's perception of them. We've also delved into the political realm, examining the Daily Mail's coverage of Boris Johnson's tenure as Prime Minister. In particular, we've scrutinised their handling of the prison overcrowding crisis, where they have been accused of misrepresentation and a lack of balance in their reporting. As we conclude, it's important to remember that the media plays a crucial role in shaping our understanding of the world. It's therefore imperative that we approach news with a critical eye, questioning the motives behind the headlines and the accuracy of the information presented. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to me. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Stay tuned for more amazing videos. Until next time, take care and stay safe. I love you all. Goodbye.